Regular meeting for Monday, January the 5th, 2026. I'll say the prayer. Commissioner Gordon, can you lead us in the pledge, please? Yep. Lord, we humbly bow before you today, thanking you for all the blessings you've given us in 2025, and we thank you in advance for those that you're going to bestow upon this county during 2026. I pray that you would lead, guide, and direct all these men and women up here and let us do what's pleasing in your sight, Father, and what's best for this county. And pray that you would bless each one that's here tonight. We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is adoption of the agenda. I do have one change that I would like to make, and that would be shift item 11 that is under old business. We're going to swap it to 12H, and that'll be at the very end. And the reason for that is because we have some changes to the mobile home manufactured home trailer ordinances, and I want to make sure they're included in the RV park if we approve it. That's the only amendment I have. Does anybody else have anything? All right, I make a motion that we adopt the agenda with that modification, and that would be item 11 would move to item 12H. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
Next item is to elect the 2026 chairman.
I'd like to make a motion that we elect Kevin McCrary as chairman.
I second that.
You for?
Yeah, I'm for it.
I'm gonna be just like you by the end of next year, boo.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Madam Clerk, we have a motion, second and third.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
Thank y'all very much. Next item is to elect a vice chairman.
Chair, I'd like to nominate Mr. Mike Gordon as vice chair. He'll accept that.
I second that. He don't have no choice. Y'all didn't give me no choice.
Not doing too good a job.
Y'all need to be happy together. Yeah. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary.
Yes. Next item is approval of the minutes, regular meeting minutes for December the 1st, 2025, and our work session that we had on December the 9th, 2025. Assume everybody's had a chance to look over those.
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes of the meetings of December 1, 2025, and minutes of the meeting on December 9th.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any other comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
All right, next item is presentations and announcements. EMA Director Donnie Ray. Is he here? Okay.
You got them, you need them.
You know, we go under rules of decorum. Do I need to read them to you, sir?
You might want me to stay up here a while. So we started getting a little bit of our checks back from FEMA and GEMA from Hurricane Helene.
Yay.
We got 3 pretty nice ones. They asked us to present it and get a picture of y'all later that we can send to GEMA where we received it. I'll give you a quick update on which ones they are. The first one is Cat A, which is debris removal, where they paid 100%. That was when it first happened. That check is for $449,469.05. The second one is also Cat A, but was later on where they only paid at 75%. It is $278,732.21. And then the other one is Protective B, which is protective measurement. That's the overtime for law enforcement, fire, EMS, and all that. And EMA, that check is for $61,590.05, which total checks is $789,791.15.
One more time.
So the total is $789,791.15.
Thank you.
Now, let me tell you, this isn't EMA's job. This is the employees all the way up, passing their time, and their employees. But Mr. Elton tell you it's a lot of paperwork, because we have to say what truck they was in, what road they worked on, what equipment they had, all the way down to their time. So it's a lot of time. But with the big one is Hurricane Debbie. We're still working on it. I filed for a 6-month extension today. It tells you it's probably about 6 more months probably on the roads, and then we'll have a really good check from it once we get it. So that's what we got so far.
Thank you very much.
Did y'all want to go ahead and do a picture for Drew? I think he was, or you want to do it afterwards?
It doesn't matter. You want to do it now or
You wanna do
later,
it now,
Drew?
Donnie, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to say thank y'all for the paperwork. You showed me some of the paperwork and how diligent it was, and I was amazed. I'm like, you need to hire 2 secretaries to help you keep up with that. So whoever did the paperwork, not just the work, like you said, it's something else.
And like I said, it starts with employees and go all the way up. I just do the final paperwork.
We all works.
Right.
It's your form. It's your forms I use.
Andy, we rubbing of it, we,
That's fine.
huh? We getting out of the picture.
I was waiting for a chair. Thank you, Donnie Ray.
It's unbelievable paperwork.
Yeah.
That sounds like it.
Next item is Bright Night, update on Pepper Hammock Solar Project.
That's forward and the one that's backwards. You want to go back?
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to top that presentation. Thank you very much for putting me after him.
Yeah, no problem.
I really appreciate your time here tonight. At the request of Mr. Drotti and Mr. Keith, we wanted to give an update about the solar project that's in development in Wayne and Brindley County. I have about a 10-minute presentation. I apologize if it's a little long for y'all, but I wanted to make sure we have time for questions and make sure we're touching on all the questions that you might have. So real quick, my name is Greg Vanderkamp. I'm Vice President of Project Development with Bright Night. We're headquartered out of West Palm Beach, and I brought a colleague with me, Andy McKenna here, who's also on the development team. So feel free to correct me on anything that I might have missed. Real quick, I'll probably do it this. So,
Do I have them out of order?
you might have it backwards. That's all right.
Sorry.
Now I'm messing everything
Well,
up.
that's, the small one goes back. The bottom one should go. Well, here we go. So where do you want to go here?
Just the second slide.
Well, that's what I had as your first, and then that was second, or
Yes.
third, technically.
We have printouts.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
The commissioners will be fine.
Thank you.
Here, you can look at that.
I'll try to follow along
Yeah.
with you and see which ones is which. But I can see
Thank you, sir.
those.
And then I'll just add it to the book after.
Thank you, sir.
All right, it might be a 12-minute presentation.
Or 8.
Yeah, speed it up. Okay, so real quickly, we're Bright Night. We're headquartered in West Palm Beach, so we're an American company. We're known as an independent power producer, IPP. What that means is we develop, build, own, and operate renewable or energy projects across the United States. We also have an operating project in India, and we're working in Australia as well as part of our company operations. But we are headquartered West Palm Beach, and we're an American company. We have about 70 projects in development in the U.S. We do everything from natural gas, data centers, solar, and battery storage. So we do 4 different technologies. But what we're most proud of is our presence here in Georgia. We have 3 different counties that we're working with. Long County, we have a project that's already permitted and in advanced development, and then we're also working obviously with Wayne and Brantley County. I'll go to the next slide. Just a little bit about the Pepper Hammock Energy Project, solar project that we're discussing tonight. The project is going to be located in this green area that you see on the map. It's largely on the north side of Highway 32, Route 32. It'll take up approximately 2,000 acres of land owned by Rainier. And we have that land under lease, long-term lease with Rainier, ready for construction, operations, and management of the solar project once it's contracted. The size is up to 400 megawatts of solar. So if you think of a megawatt, 1 megawatt can power approximately 500 homes. So this is a large amount of electricity. It's known as a utility scale solar project. It's not a rooftop solar that would maybe power a building. This is a utility scale, and we try to get long-term power purchases agreements with companies like Georgia Power, Green Power, EMC, those types of groups. We are looking at a significant capital investment in this area of up to $515 million. So again, this is utility scale, large investment, large dollars, and a lot of power that's going to southeast Georgia and the region. Next slide, I'm on page 4. This is a map of the proposed layout. It's a little hard to see on this printout, but what you see in white is where the panels would actually go. Areas in blue are designated as wetlands, so they're jurisdictional wetlands managed by the Army Corps of Engineers. So we stay outside of any of those jurisdictional wetland and protected areas. But the white areas are going to be where the solar paneling will be located, and it'll be connected via underground electrical wires known as collection lines that meet at the yellow box kind of in the left third of the map. And from there, it'll connect via a short electrical line, overhead electrical line, and then connect into the grid. There's a set of utility transmission lines that run along Highway 32. Those are the lines that we're going to be connecting into, if you all know it. I'll go to the next slide. And feel free to ask any questions if there are any, but
I got a question real quick.
yes, sir.
So, I'm very familiar with this. I live probably 3 miles from here. So with the wetlands there, and I'm seeing that you got it outlined in red, are the wetlands gonna be under fence, or are they gonna be allowed to stay not under fence so that wildlife can freely go back into those wetlands?
Yes, sir. So the white areas are protected by fence, so the
Gotcha.
paneling itself
Right.
will be surrounded. You can look at it as it's a power plant.
No, I'm very familiar. I'm in the power industry. That's what I
Okay.
do. I'm just asking in the blue areas, will wildlife be able to go through these wetlands?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yep, and we purposefully did that to allow multiple corridors for deer,
Right.
birds,
Gotcha.
any
I'm good.
animals to go through. On that point, we've worked with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and Georgia DNR specifically on this project, and we actually created what's known as a partnership agreement with them, where we're going to be preserving and protecting habitat for gopher tortoise and eastern indigo snake
Yep.
outside of the solar panels itself, and we're keeping that in habitat for the entire length of the solar project, so 30-plus years.
Awesome.
Moving on to the next slide, diligence. These are just, I won't go into each one of these 14 items, but these are some of the studies that we've been required to perform and complete before we can even build or start construction. A lot of these will be designated studies by Georgia DNR or U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service or FAA or Army Corps. These are all requirements for us to make sure we're developing a good, safe project that works not just for Bright Knight, but also for the surrounding communities. But we've done critical issues analysis, economic impacts, phase 1 environmental site assessments to make sure there's no hazardous materials in this area, a cultural resource assessment, wetland delineations, researching protected species and working with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, visual simulations, FAA coordination, establishing a decommissioning plan for the end of the life, geotechnical studies for soil conditions, a survey, coordination with EPD on erosion and sediment control, stormwater control, and then also property value assessments. All of those studies have been completed to date with no detrimental findings at all. Project schedule here, next slide. So we've been working on this project since June of 2020. So we're in 2026, which is crazy to think about, but we're almost 6 years into development of this project, engineering, and just working with local communities to make sure this makes sense. But we began development in 2020. We signed the initial lease with Rainier in February 2022. We received a county from you all, a permit from you all in August 2024. And then we have a few remaining items to close out development. One is securing a permit with Brantley County for the electrical line to connect into the actual transmission lines on Highway 32. So that is one remaining item that we need in order to close out development. And then the final items would be working with Georgia Power or another utility group to secure what's known as a power purchase agreement or a PPA. That's just a contract for the life of the project for the power generated. I will say we've been shortlisted by Georgia Power in an RFP that they're currently running. They expect to announce final selections in late Q1 or potentially early Q2, so we should know in the next couple months whether or not we've been finally selected for them. But they come out with annual RFPs, so we might get another shot at the apple if we don't get selected this year. And we want to make sure this project is in final form so that if and when we do get selected, we can hit the ground running and hire our construction contractors and do the site work to meet our timeline. If we are selected, and we are confident that we're moving in a good direction, construction would begin as early as August 2026. So there'd be some tree clearing and site prep, ground stabilization, and then full construction mobilization, which would happen the following year in September 2027. And then panel installation would begin in November 2027. So we still have a little bit of time here, just for planning purposes, but we are getting to the point where we need to start moving if we want to achieve what's known as a commercial operations date, which is scheduled for 2029. That's when the plant would be operational and actually generating power for the region. Finally, these projects can last anywhere from 30 to 40 years, so I put a decommissioning deadline of January 2069, which is very far out there, but again, these are large capital investments. We want to make sure we're generating for the entire life cycle of the project itself. Next slide, let's talk about the fun stuff, project benefits. Projects like this, again, they're utility scale, large capital investment. You're going to have 300 to 400 construction jobs. These are probably 18 to 24-month construction jobs. They're skilled labor, but we try to hire as locally as possible. So if there are folks that do have the expertise and background, construction background, civil construction, civil work, clearing work, all those jobs, if possible, will be hired as locally as possible, as long as they can meet the schedule, time, and budget that we're looking for, and safety standards. Long-term, we'll have 5 to 7 permanent jobs. Those will be jobs located right here in the community. I mentioned 30-year plus life cycle. The project will generate at least $11 million in property taxes. Those will go to Wayne County and all the taxing jurisdictions here. And then I also mentioned that we are in discussions about an abatement for this project. Even with the abatement, we pay $11 million in property taxes over the life of the project, and that would average out to $400,000 average annual tax payments. It is front-loaded where those payments are higher in the beginning. There is some depreciation of the project, so they tend to scale down year over year, but annual average is $400,000 directly to Wayne County tax jurisdictions, which is more than a 20-fold increase in its current use right now from the land. Final things that I'll mention on this slide, again, we want to make sure these jobs and these business opportunities are coming as locally as possible. So once we hire a general contractor, they will try to source contractors and subcontractors from the immediate area. I already mentioned we've worked with wildlife habitat enhancement programs with Fish and Wildlife. We take that very, very seriously. And then another thing is just having a utility scale solar project in the county does open up other business opportunities. Should you choose data centers, other energy facilities, a manufacturing base, having that power load here relatively locally does open up future opportunities as long as they make sense for Wayne County. Almost done here, I think 2 more slides. Here's just an anatomy of a solar project. It's just a picture of a panel. This is very similar to what we'll be using. These panels have been around for almost 50 years at this point. People install them on their roof or next to their manufacturing plant. This is very, very common technology at this point, located all across the world. They're largely made up of aluminum, glass, silver, and copper. So common household materials. There are no hazardous materials in these panels. We want to we are making sure of that, and we've selected panels that do meet USDA and EPA standards for these solar panels. We take that very seriously. And there's single axis tracking. One interesting aspect of it, as the sun rises in the east, they will be facing east, but over the course of the day, they will slowly rotate on their axis. So when the sun is setting in the west, it'll be facing westward, so it gets as much energy as possible over the course of the day. I think we can go to the next slide. Yeah, this is the last slide. Just talking a little bit about decommissioning. That's always a question that we get from counties and local landowners. Hey, what happens at the end of the project? Are you just going to leave the panels here? What's going to happen? Under state, local laws, as well as our lease agreement with Rainier, we being Bright Knight, are obligated to remove all project facilities at the end of their useful life. So as the owner of the project, the owner does have to remove all those facilities when they're done generating power. Now, if let's say there were a worst case scenario and a bankruptcy, Bright Knight were to go bankrupt, there's a decommissioning bond Last, we have an estimate of it, it's $10 million, which would cover removal of all facilities at the end of their useful life. We're obligated under our lease agreement, as well as Georgia state statute, to post that decommissioning bond for removal of the facility. So again, even if Bright Night were to go bankrupt, I don't know if I'll be working here in 40 years, we'll see, but even no matter what happens, that decommissioning bond is posted with the landowner so that it will remove all facilities at the end of their useful life. Disposal, I said disposal, but really it's more of a recycling plan for these panels. The panels are still usable even after 30 years. They degrade, meaning they just reduce in efficiency about 0.5% per year. So even after 50 years, what is that math here?
25%.
Yeah, exactly. There still is an efficiency use, and there's still viable panels. So there are aftermarket solutions for residential uses, for commercial uses, where a user can pick these panels up for relatively cheap and still get energy out of them. So really reuse and after secondary market is the primary goal of ours. But the other market will be recycling. And I did some research on 2 different companies that are in Georgia-based companies that do recycle. One is Solar Cycle, located in Polk County, Cedartown. Governor Kemp just had a big press release about that late last year. It's kind of a state initiative to promote solar recycling facilities. And the reason why is Georgia is primarily located close to manufacturing, rail, and shipping centers. There's a lot of solar going here. In the next 20 to 30 years, as these plants do start to retire, there is going to be a huge market for recycling. And recyclers can get more than 90% of the panels materials, including, again, aluminum, glass, silver, and copper. So there's going to be a huge market here. Right now, we're still relatively new in the solar industry, but Solar Cycle is opening in Polk County, and then Q-Cells has another facility opening up in Cartersville, Georgia. So those are just 2 examples that we were able to locate. And I think that does it, but I'm happy to answer any questions that y'all might have.
I asked all mine months ago, and y'all answered them all. So I do appreciate the diligence in trying to appease us and take care of our county. That was our main concern, was us being stuck with a bunch of solar panels and the cleanup and all of that. But every question I had, y'all answered, so I do appreciate it.
So that's my job, and we want to make sure, again, this works not just for Bright Night, but also for Wayne County. So I'm here to answer any questions that y'all may have.
So, from my understanding from you, Georgia Power, you've been elected, you're basically in that lotto, or whatever you want to call it, where you would get selected for your company that furnishes 300 to 400 megawatts. So what I'm hearing from you is that's got to come back around, and you're hoping that the board of directors will accept y'all as a viable source? That's the only holdup from your contract with Georgia Power?
Correct, and I don't want to put the cart too far ahead of the horse.
I understand, but I'm just trying to understand, okay, if everything's go here, we don't have a problem, y'all are meeting all the requirements, what's going to hold us up? From right now, from what I'm hearing, you don't have the contract with Georgia Power, but they're reconsidering it the next time they go around.
You touched on everything accurately. The Georgia Power usually releases an annual RFP,
Yep.
request for proposal. So they solicit bids all over the state of Georgia from projects, and they could be natural gas, they could be solar, they could be battery. They usually do an all source. They accept all sources.
Very familiar with that.
So they've received this last round of bids, and they are currently considering them. And our project has been shortlisted among a bunch of other projects across the state. So to answer your question, what is the key item that could hold it up? I would say is price, because we need to compete against every other project across the state that has been shortlisted, and there are numerous of those. So trying to keep our prices as low as possible puts us in the best possible position to be selected. So when we say, hey, we're trying to reduce costs, it's not because Bright Knight is trying to make more money. We want to lower the cost of the power being produced as low as possible so that we have a chance to get selected in the bid.
I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Next item, citizens' concerns, we have none. Public hearings, we have none. Old business, item 11, we moved that to 12H. Next item is item 12 under new business, consider improved data center ordinance. We spoke on this, if y'all remember, in the work session, and we had a couple changes that we wanted to make for the requirements for them to be able to come in here, and those were made on the ordinance papers. I guess Andy typed those up, but those were made, and that's what we need to vote on, is to approve that ordinance. And we're gonna have this on our, this ordinance on our website.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it's approved.
If it's
Yeah,
approved.
if it's approved.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we accept the ordinance as written.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. Any more comments or concerns? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Next item is 12B. Reversal of the salary for Deputy Chief Tax Assessor, approved salary for certain individual, and that person did not take the job on October 6, 2025. We had raised that salary. We went back and changed it, that we were not changing the base salary, and that's what we're doing, is putting it back at the base salary for them to hire somebody in as a deputy chief, and that will be at $65,000. Yep, $65,000 even. So I make a motion that we change that deputy chief appraiser back to $65,000 starting salary. And what we start, whoever out that they find, will look at their qualifications and make a decision from there if we need to raise that salary or let it remain at 65. But right now, I'm making the motion that it's moved back to 65,000.
I'll second it.
Any more comments, concerns, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
Next item is consider and approve fiscal year 2026 budget amendments. The amendments we have, you know, we approved the budget previously, and these will just be amendments to that budget. We had several items under a umbrella that we had approved, but we're going to set where those salaries go. One would be the budgeted portion, the 7% for the assessor's employees. We would reduce that, the assessor's budget, by that 7% that was being allotted for that. The tax commissioner's office, there will be a we're considering approve this, an increase for their salary budget for 7%. And that would be $10,000 less than the 7% that we were going to put for the assessor's employees. The salary for the board of assessors, it will be $300 a month, and also $100 per day for the training. We have a policy for the tax assessors board next that we'll be approving so that they meet those requirements in order to receive that salary. The reason we had a work session, we talked through this. I don't think many of y'all were here, if any. The reason we changed the 7% from the assessors board is because the commission just had to approve a $570,000 amount of money to do revals on the property in the counties because they were so behind. And myself, I don't see giving somebody a 7% increase when we're having to pay somebody $570,000 to do the actual work that should have been done. I'm just being honest. The increase for the tax commissioners, I have a piece of paper right here. As of December the 1st, 2025, our unpaid delinquent amount as of January the 1st, 2025 was $4,173,630.25. From that time, in 1 year, that number of delinquent taxes has gone down to $610,146.49. Amazing. This is hundreds of phone calls that they're having to receive, hundreds of letters they're having to mail out. I'll make the motion. But I feel like they are more deserving of this, and when the assessor board starts turning their ship around and gets it, they're welcome to come back and ask for a raise, and I probably won't have a problem with it. But when some of these taxes are 9 years behind, this is long overdue, and this group definitely deserves not only the 7%, but praise, because when we figure our budget, we figured on the 100% collection. So when we are short $4 million, you can imagine where that puts us at. So this is getting us up to where when we present our budget and our revenue is coming in, we're getting pretty close to 100% revenue coming in, and that's awesome because we hadn't had that in years. So that's why I'll make that motion of what I just said, and
I'll second it.
thank you. Any more comments, concerns? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
Next item is item D. This is the policy for tax assessors board. These are requirements that they must meet. The board members shall not miss more than 2 regular or special meetings per calendar year. And also, the board members must be current on all their required training hours in order to receive the monthly stipend. It's amazing. Mr. Parker is the chairman of that board. I hope you don't mind me calling you out. It's amazing the training that they have for a volunteer position that they have to look after the largest amount of money that we have coming in from the county. One of the largest. But the money and the job that they have to do, they have to have a lot of hours of training. I'm not going to go through here and read all of this off. It will be on our page, on our website, so if you want to read it, you can. But it's amazing the time that they have to take out from their working or business, if they own their own business, from their families to research and make sure all of this is done, and to make sure we're in compliance with state regulations, and also that we are able to value these properties where they need to be valued. So we have a motion and a second.
No, you do
Okay.
not.
We don't, I make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any more comments, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary.
Yes. Item E under 12, approve the amendment to the mobile home manufactured home and trailer ordinance. I read through it. The only problem I have with that, there was one item, and this is the reason we're doing this before we're doing the RV park, is so it will be included in whether it's approved or not, but you will fall under this one. We had a work session, we all went through it, and we decided that we wanted the lawyer, the building inspector, Mr. Jones, and I think our administrator showed up for that one also? Yes. Okay. Just to make sure everything was clear, and this is another ordinance that will have to be followed. But the one item that I did want to change is that the time frame after the effective date of this amendment, and within, it says 72 hours from the time of request for the Wayne County Building Inspector. I would like to change that from 72 to 48 hours. So when Mr. Jones needs to go by that RV park, if it's approved, and check to make sure that they are following the guidelines, which would be the amount of time that those trailers have been in the spot. This would be 48 hours. He would call them, and then in 48 hours, he can pick that paperwork up, so he doesn't have to physically go through all the paperwork to find it out, and that's one of the changes that we wanted to have. So I feel 24 hours is more than sufficient. 48 hours, I figured 2 hours. You can come by my park, I can give you all my lease agreements, I can tell you how long they've been there and everything. But that's something we want to make sure is kept up. So I make a motion that we approve it with that one amendment, that it changes from 72 hours to 48 hours. And that will not only be for the new, it'll be for all the new RV parks or anything that comes in under that manufactured home or mobile home.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any more questions, comments?
The 72 hours, I'm looking through this.
See, on the first page.
Oh, first.
Yep, see. You see it? After the effective date.
12E.
12E.
Okay, I got it. I'll turn one more page.
Okay.
Yes, I see it.
You good,
I'm good.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
All right, next item is item F, consider and approve contract for building shoulders on Doctortown Road. If you have been down there, whew, there's a big drop off. And that was one of the things that we had to do because, the roads from all the chip trucks, heavy equipment going down there, it was rutted where they were driving, and if you got off of that a little bit, it would pull you back. And this is the portion that was not included in that because they had to build the asphalt up so high. Would you say I'm stretching it, or is that about right?
About 4 inches. It's a little bit, 3 or 4.
Have y'all driven down that road? I drive down it regular.
Actually, when they clip those edges out, motivator makes a little dip at the edge. So actually, we put in about 4 inches asphalt, had a couple inches cut out, so you got.
Okay, so it's about like that drop off. Anyway, this is one of the things we need to do. we're looking at $28,000 to $33,950 to go in and add approximately 40 to 50 loads of soil to build that area back up. I think that's in
Chairman, I'll
your,
make that motion.
I
okay,
second that.
thank you. Any more questions, comments?
Is that
Madam
a-
Clerk?
Is that a
Nope.
budgeted item?
No, this was not, this came out of, the first section came out of SPOS, correct? T-SPOS?
Came out 60.
T-Splosh.
Okay, and this one's gonna come out also of T-SPOS?
The servicing with LMIG,
That's, yeah, certainly.
but this is coming out of T-Splosh.
Okay. You good?
Yep.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Franks,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes. Thank y'all.
Yes, that's been a bad, and they even fixed some of the paved roads and some of the dirt roads going in there. It looks a whole lot better.
Yeah, yeah. Fix it where Kevin can go fishing.
That's my district. My dog's been all up and down those roads.
That's right, that's right.
375,000 miles.
All right, next item G, consider and approve proclamation for Government Finance Professionals Week, March 16 through the 20th, 2026. Are you gonna read that, or do we need to read it?
I can if you'd like me to, Mr. Chairman.
It's up to you.
I can.
Okay, thank you.
Government Finance Professionals Week. Whereas government finance professionals perform essential services that ensure the effective, transparent, and responsible management of public funds for the benefits of residents throughout the state of Georgia. And whereas government finance professionals serve the communities through their expertise in budgeting, accounting, treasury management, procurement, debt administration, auditing, fiscal reporting, and long-range financial planning, thereby supporting the lawful and efficient operation of state, county, and municipal governments. And whereas these dedicated professionals uphold the highest standard of ethics, integrity, accuracy, and accountability, fostering public trust and safeguarding the fiscal health of local governments, institutions. And whereas the Georgia Government Finance Officers Association represents finance professionals statewide, it advances excellence in government financial management through education, training, and leadership development. And whereas GGFOA and its member jurisdictions have established and sponsored Government Finance Professionals Week to acknowledge and celebrate the contributions of public finance professionals and to increase awareness of the vital financial services they provide that benefits all Georgians. And whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize, honor, and express appreciation for their dedication, professionalism, and public service of government finance professionals whose expertise supports the fiscal stability and long-term success of Georgia's local governments.
All right. I make a motion that we approve this proclamation.
Second.
Any comments, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks.
Yes.
All right, now we're gonna go to 12H, which was originally item 11 under old business. Consider and approve 9 Run Road RV Park table from December the 1st, 2025 meeting. A lot of concerns about this. I've received numerous phone calls. I've got a lot of people. I guess I'll just say it. They want you to bend the rules. They want you to do everything by the book sometimes, but when it doesn't help them, they want you to bend the rules. We all took an oath to uphold state and local ordinances, or state laws and local ordinances and all of that. We went to the trouble or made sure that the owner of this park is well aware of the ordinances that we have in place and the things that, the rules he will be to abide by, and they're very clear. He does not have any questions about them. Our building inspector will be following up on that to make sure that this park is run under our ordinances, and those are not broken, because we do have fines set in place if they are not followed. Other than that, I don't see where there's a choice. If you, long time ago, when I first became commissioner, said if you don't like something, change the ordinance or the policy, or make policies for it. If we're not going to follow our ordinances and policies and allow business to come in here under those ordinances and policies, then I don't think we're doing our job. We had looked at, are still looking at more guidelines and regulations for what happens on property in Wayne County, but those are not instated yet. So until they are, I make a motion that we approve the 9-run RV park under the current ordinances that we have. We do have some pictures of that we asked for. Very nice place. Looks like it's going to be very clean cut, well maintained. I wish it was closer to Lake Grace. I'll probably get some calls on that, but I think it's really, once y'all get through, it's going to be a beautiful place, and people should change their mind about it. I hope so, but it's a lot of money invested in Wayne County.
I'll second your motion.
Yeah, you can see the pictures here that we have of what it's going to look like, some of the amenities that they're going to have there, that I think will help make it beneficial for that park. Anybody else got any
Well,
questions?
I understand they're meeting the guidelines and what we've asked them to do and that kind of thing. You know, what bothers me is we keep giving up farmland, and I'm really speaking to the commissioners and you sitting in the audience. We have to do a land use planning in this county so we can avoid some of these problems. I don't know if you know what you're getting into or not, but you're going to have people farming on both sides of this project. We're talking about dust, noise, or whatever, smell. I mean, that's farming. And we have people all the time, they want to move out into the county from the city, and they want to have what farm life has, but then they want to complain when we create noise and dust and that kind of thing.
Chicken litter.
Chicken litter is going to be put out there. That's organic fertilizer. It's, in the long run, it's a lot safer. Don't smell good, but it's a lot safer than some of the chemical fertilizers that we use. So that's some of the things you're going to be dealing with. It's going to be on both sides of your project, not just because your project's in the middle of a old established field. It's one of the oldest farms in the county. It's one of the oldest fields. I came here in 1981, and that thing had been, it's on the maps back 100 years ago, that field. So we have to work on land use planning in this county so we can avoid some of this and protect the agricultural land. The state of Iowa, statewide, they protect ag land, the whole state. It's a shame we haven't been able to do some of that in Georgia. We had right to farm laws, and our state government, elected officials, keep changing the right to farm laws in Georgia to make it easier for people to move out in the county and run the farmer's office. I mean, really, that's some of what's been going on in the state of Georgia. So it's a problem. It's a problem locally, and it's a problem all over the state. When we tried to do the zoning thing a few years ago, one of the things that came up, you say, well, the farmer stopped it. Well, the farmer should have stopped it, because we were talking about 100 and 200 foot setbacks from people's yards. They couldn't graze cattle on land they'd been grazing cattle on for years and years. It's like they were going to have to set the fence back. And if they gave a lot to their child to build a house on, it had to be 5 acres. That was state law. That wasn't nothing that Wayne County we couldn't do nothing about it. If we adopted county-wide zoning, a lot of this stuff was coming into play. So you can't blame it on the farmers for pushing back, because they were trying to protect what they had. So it's got to be well done. It has to be land use planning. And if we get into statewide zoning rules and regulations, it won't fly again. Because we won't be giving protection to our farmers. And that's all I have to say. Let's vote.
And we're working on it, on the land use ordinance. Not only maps, but we will have probably several work sessions where we can talk about it, give the public an opportunity to come in, voice their opinions. A lot of my constituents have come up with a lot of ideas that I have been given from them. And I think that's what we all gonna have to get together with, the farmers, anybody else that's concerned about it, so that when we do get ready to do it, everybody's happy. The majority is happy. Everybody's not ever going to be happy, but the majority is happy, and we have something that will protect our farmlands and the community as a whole from just anybody coming in, because right now, the only thing we have is a few ordinances and things like that that can stop people from doing what they want to in our county. So we are working on it. I would guess either this month or next month we'll have a work session as soon as we get the majority of the paperwork together, because we don't want to come in and not have something to give you. But a map showing which areas will be designated as what, and hopefully we'll be we'll be on the track to getting a ordinance for what our properties are used for. And then, as Commissioner Frank said, then it won't be state controlled, it will be locally controlled on what's done. The zoning, don't put that in the paper again. The zoning was more, it had a lot of state rules and regulations that we would have to go by. People in Atlanta, places like that, they don't have any idea what Wayne County's about, probably don't even know where it's at. But the land use ordinance would have it where the commissioners that were voted in would be able to decide what's done based on what the constituents want and what's best for the county.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with both of y'all, and it is time for us to do that. One of the many times I was chairman, I was head of that and had appointed a committee and was on it. And like I say, the state ordinance is one that stopped the thing. We learn from our mistakes. From that point on, I never used the Z word, land use management.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do.
And that'll keep it local.
Exactly.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Anybody else? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Franks,
No.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
All right, next item, appointments, we have none. Items with the county administrator, he don't have anything he wants to say, I'm sure.
Actually, I don't.
You don't?
Well, I mean, I guess I can give y'all a quick update on courthouse for one. Parrish will be in town again tomorrow. I got an email from Connor Everidge, who is our project manager. She said that, well, I was in an email between her and the insurance adjuster, and their structural engineers are hoping to have the finalized version of what they want to do by the end of this week. And so she said that she's hoping by next week to have some type of dollar amount to the insurance adjusters so they can kind of start moving forward with that part.
Okay, thank you.
So are we doing the scraping or are we doing the replacement?
Well, yeah, so far what Parrish wants to do is they want to scrape and then encapsulate, and then of course, whatever, additional construction would need to be done in that attic area. That's what they want to do, which is, and I think that, and the structural engineers on the insurance adjuster side, they even said that would, from the standpoint of saving the majority or not having to completely redo the interior. That would be the best route. I think I shouldn't even say I think. The biggest issue is how much that's going to cost compared to if they just come in and wiped out the roof. And they think it's going to be very doable, so. And that's all I have.
Madam Clerk?
Okay, in your books, you had the budget review for November. Revenues were $10,287,681.98. Expenditures, $2,519,274.91. Departments with budget overages, financial administration, 33.28%. The countywide insurance claims, state court, 46.14% was the rental of equipment and vehicles and the accident claims due to the courthouse fire. Juvenile court, 1.10%. Court reporters and salaries. Salaries are overdue to DA dropping the juvenile prosecution, the solicitor's office handling that. Sheriff, 0.86%. Longevity pay. Probation, 21.92%. Replacing items due to the courthouse fire. EMS, 1.59% overtime. E911, 8.81% overtime and equipment repair. Street lights, 23.16%, the increase in the price, plus we added the lighting at the roundabout on Rainier Road. Solid waste disposal, 0.32%, and tipping fees. Building inspection, 13.24. The salaries, VICA, and retirement moving the secretary under his department. Tourism, 42.01%. That's the hotel motel tax. And then your fund balances as of December the 31st, 2025. General fund, $10,903,392.07. Lost treasury account, $8,152,985.51. SPOS 4, $4,356,277.87. T-SPLOST, $8,678,264.32. American Rescue Plan, $1,380,205.53. Revolving Loan Fund, $19,974.38. SPLOS 5, $2,804,848.11. And then the SPLOS 5 Construction Fund is $15,951. $19,951,786.20 as of 11/30/2025. And that's all.
And Mr. Chairman, if I can add, and I know y'all have it in y'all's books, but for overall for the year, our expenditures are at 84% for 91% of the year. So overall, we're still below budget.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One thing, Amanda, you said 19 million, it's 19,000.
Yep, 19,974.38. I'm sorry, for revolving loan fund.
Yeah.
All right, that is.
Got my attention.
All right.
I don't have none, Sheriff. You didn't fix me a cup.
Commissioner Thomas?
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year, gentlemen and ladies. I just need an update on senior citizens. That's all I need. He knows what's going on.
We got one bid back for our foundation package, and Brandon and I talked about it, and I shared it with the chairman, and we both agreed that we want to put it back out for 3 more weeks, because I think it would be beneficial for the county in order to get a couple more bids. Let's see if we can get try to put it out to a wider audience maybe, to get a couple more bids to ensure we're getting the proper pricing on that.
Okay.
So,
Thank you so much.
yes, sir.
I need you to repeat again about the budget. Where you at? We're at 84%. You said 80.
Yeah, we're at 84% for 91.5% of the year into November.
Got you.
So we're at 84% of our expenditures. So we're under budget when, yeah. Well, look, and I'll tell you,
Appreciate that.
the one thing
Reiterate that.
the one thing I I probably should have added in my session, Commissioner, was just that. The one thing I'm excited about in 2026 is for when our clerk closes out the year, to see exactly where we're at. 'Cause I think, once again, we'll be under budget for the year. And that is all kudos to our department heads.
Yes.
They're the ones that are extremely diligent with their budgets inside of their offices. And I can't tell you how much that Amanda and I both appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you. That's all
I don't really have anything. I'm looking forward to a good year, a new year, and I'm glad the budget's ending up like it is. I hope when we roll around to a new budget, we'll have good numbers to work with. And thank you to the board for what we accomplished this past year.
I don't have a lot either. I just want to thank the county maintenance department for hosting a nice little Christmas dinner. I enjoyed being there, and I wish everybody a happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. I was given a memo. Apparently, they're putting kiosk, they're gonna have a demo of the kiosk in the commissioners area down here for the, I guess, collecting. You know more about this than I do?
I probably do.
I just picked up the paper and saw it and said that y'all are all the commissioners are welcome to go down there. They're gonna do a small demo of it.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock tomorrow.
So what this is, and the tax commissioner brought this up to me a while back. I think it was during our budget process when we were going through it, about having a kiosk necessarily, or actually off-site, where folks can come pay their taxes, or whatever, and they don't have to come up here. And I didn't think a whole lot about it, and I was at the GCCMA county administrators training, and one of the counties there actually brought this topic up, and I think they said they reduced their lobby traffic by almost 68%. Now you think, well, okay, gee, that means they get to do a lot less work. What it means is, because this county was a pretty good sized county, and what they done, they put these kiosks in, like at Walmart, Publix, a public place that folks can go 7 days a week and pay their taxes, all kind of stuff that typically goes on at the tax commissioner's office. But what that meant for them is where they were looking at having to hire additional staff because, they were just constantly, how much foot traffic they were getting in their building on every single day, 5 days a week. By reducing it that much, they didn't have to hire extra staff. So I'm kind of excited about it, especially after hearing that. And I'd come back from that training and talked to our tax commissioner about it, and she, as y'all can imagine, had already started looking into it and had got a company that's going to put a demo on, and she set it up for tomorrow, basically.
And that's
So
down
10
here?
o'clock at the tax commissioner's office, yes. Yeah.
So we could ask questions and all that, like firewall, how's it protected, all that personal information. Where does it go straight to a bank account, how secure it is, just the general stuff that we need to talk about.
Yeah, and my understanding, this is something that, larger cities and counties have been doing for some time, but now it's getting to a point, cost effectiveness is that, rural counties like ourselves can put something like this in place. And once again, not only is it convenient for the taxpayer, because you know how it is, you get off work at 5 o'clock and you're trying to get off early to get up here before they close. Now this is something where, 7, 8 o'clock at night, whatever public building it's in or establishment, if you're there, you can go take care of your business.
I can tell you this, anytime that I've ever been over there, whether just to get over to the tax administrator, that lobby's full. Every one of those ladies is, they're either on the phone or they've got lines behind them. So I think it's a great thing.
All right, thank everybody for coming. Thank y'all for your interest. The information that we got from several of y'all, the willing to commit to Wayne County to help it grow some, we appreciate that. Other than that, I make a motion that we adjourn.